guys, how are you? Thank you for being here. Once again, we return. Once again, we return to celebrity stories, a love reading, a news about Johnny Depp. We are going to check the gossip. Is that true? What's happening? What's there between Johnny Depp and that Joel? And as well, we're going to compare his energy with his second lawyer, these days lawyer Camille Vasquez. So is there Camille Vasquez or she's just his lawyer? I do believe she's just his lawyer. That's what I just feeling from the hour reading. And another thing, Johnny Depp dating the ex-lawyer that defended him, I do believe 2018, Joel Rich. There is something going on there. So I'm going to check out the reading for Johnny Depp. I choose Joel Rich and Johnny Depp energy. Yes, Joel Rich and Johnny Depp. Again, guys, for a start, I don't trust some things, and I'm going to tell you I think Johnny is a magnet for trouble all the way. So he didn't learn his life lessons, so here it is. Let's see the short reading. As well, welcome the tarot question. Top of the donation on total discount, the tarot reading. This love situation with 5 tower spread is 150, but it's just 25 during the live stream. So welcome to join. Just be patient at the end of this short, interesting, fun reading about what's on the mind of Johnny, what's on the mind of Joel, and what's behind Camille. So here it is. The story goes again. Back in London, September, the story from these days literally show up, and Hollywood actor Johnny Depp, is he dating one of his ex-attorneys who representing him back in UK trial against the Sun. According to a report in page 6, that lawyer is London-based Joel Rich. Throughout the entire Johnny Depp and Amber Heard defamation case, there was gossip about the lawyer Camille Vasquez. Again, the lawyer was Camila Vasquez, and I don't see nothing between. But for the start, just shortcutting. Is there something from Camila's side toward Johnny Depp? No, he really respects him. Wow. Is there something from Johnny Depp's side? For her, he's just like a father figure. That's what I have impression. For Camila, she is well. Yeah, a lot of things she's trying to learn from him, even if she's lawyer and she's pulling him out in a life-threatening situation, right? On the other side, let's see Joel. Pardon. We says Johnny Depp position towards Camille. It's open the card on the bottom three of cups. That takes me to weird great friends because you helped me out. You're my long life friend, Camille Vasquez. That's what the Johnny Depp position it is because you have helped me out in that life-threatening situation. A lot of millions involved as well. He could be in prison, right? If Camille didn't carefully led that case towards the winning position. So the rumor started from Camila Vasquez, then they turned to that ex-lawyer in that UK case against the Sun. When Sun, that gossip magazine, I do remember when I was a student in UK, a gossip magazine like Yellow Page, literally accused him, to believe about the domestic violence towards Amber. I think that was the thing. So, Joel Rich, we go towards that. So, the rumors is that there is a chemistry. Is this true? First of all, is this rumor true or they're just putting the into the air, the paparazzi and the journals. Is it the true rumors from the real source? Wow. It seems like this is happening in a second. If there is a strategy, that whatever was the chemistry, there is a attraction from one side that you see in the past time. Look at guys, and this is there was a pure strategy that she needed to release him, Joel, just because there was emotional involvement and there was a past thing happening, and he needed to choose another lawyer, the younger one. Look at that's true, Camille Vasquez, and this was a right intuitive decision from Joelle because she started to be emotionally involved, and she literally, that was her pure strategy. That's position. That's how it's explained. Uh, Again, one second, I'm going to keep up this. So I'm going to record the short version for you. These were the cards, and then two wands, pure strategy with the high priestess. And that was a great decision to do because that decision worked out with the Ten of Pentacles. If there was emotionally involved and show up the truth that the lawyer is emotionally involved with client Johnny Depp, it wouldn't work out. So yes, that's took two really such a hard case towards total success. And this was a right decision, as you see, the trickster. So nobody, as well, they were really playing low key. They make this literally prohibition. We don't see each other till the end of the court case. I don't want to make you trouble. Yes, she made this rule, and so right decision that took to 1 second. Again, is it the second? Is this a second cycle? Let's give a chance to this friendship between Joel and Johnny Depp now. Let's see. As well, it seems like as well Joel didn't handle Johnny Depp, even if there was a chemistry from the start, but she couldn't handle his obsession with at that period Amber, even if they were fighting, even they were in separation. It seems like that was a toxic relationship that she really let him to handle that situation. And as well, it seems like he was not listening to her advice because she was as well like a high priestess telling him once he was a traitor towards you, she's going as well to repeat that cycle, and she was the one bringing him the lies that this will repeat the toxic state. It was like her warning that this will repeat, and the moment when it repeats this attack again from Amber Heard, it will be really nasty. It seems like literally she was bringing that idea to him, but he didn't listen as well because he was in kind of addiction with that Amber, anything around the new trial back in US after this UK case. So she could just quit from that. It was too toxic for her, and plus that was the chemistry between them. Yes, with the card of Queen of Wands, seems like it was a chemistry in between them. What's happening right now? So that was in the past. What's happening right now? So look at, let's give it a chance. So is it true? I'm just going to ask my little gossip deck. What explaining the card Wheel of Fortune between Joel Rich and Johnny Depp? Wow. Seems like somebody is sneaky, pretending being a low key, pretending they are like they are not together, but eventually they're seeing each other, but somebody going out on a like a back exit of a hotel or wherever they date or a restaurant, and they're really lucky. And yes, they even had the travel together as well. Somebody thinking over relocating. It's really something nice in between them at the moment. Again, guys, in between them at this moment. 1 second. Let me see. Look at the happiness. It means eventually it's like a four wands in future art. Somebody preparing to relocate. I just said before. Yes, cool. Somebody preparing to relocate and like have a great, almost like a marriage thing. Oh my God. Did I just say warning? Johnny Depp didn't learn the lesson. He's too fast. He's so addicted to have that a woman next to him, not to stay too long alone. And I said on the start, I don't like something in her face. I like his energy because he's in love. That's the thing. But I don't like her smile. So go and browse Joelle face, full face, where you see her face and smiling towards you. So check her position of the mouth and check at the same moment as well her eyes. Just look at the position of the map. Please do that and return here and make a comment because I wouldn't trust that thing. I have studied this even in India. I have studied this later on in Thailand. I have studied the body language and I don't like that expression as well later on as a healer and as a web therapist. I noticed that you don't trust these people with the smile that's trying to be upper lift like a reverse clone. Yes, they are triggering as well. They're very selfish and spoiled and pretending all life to be childish, but they are not childish. They're just pure manipulator. So that takes me back to Johnny Depp because he's choosing that woman at this moment for a friendship, for whatever it is. And again, it takes me to he didn't learn the lesson because this is again a trickster and this woman is playing on the card of Queen of Wands. I'm going to manipulate. Yes, let's have that chemistry. Like there is a chemistry between them. Remember the friends they have noticed and they reported this to a journalist. But look at, we go to the point there they turn to the trick and the trick again, will that in future like she tricked now all the public, nobody to notice that they have something more after the trial than just being a client and ex-lawyer. This woman can trick in the future anybody. So look at the devil and the woman queen of wands. And remember, like he tricked everybody during that Amber case while she put and suggested Camila Vasquez to do the trial instead of her. And literally, just think about this. Is this future instead of past court case? Because we asked the question about now, present moment. I didn't put the question in the past tense. Only thing that we discussed was on the start short answer about Camila Vasquez. Just to confirm, there's nothing. So I'm going to pull up for you secret thing and more to do. 1, 2, 3, 4 stars, 5. So again, let's do the karmic pyramid. I'm just going to check my intuitive reading of aura of that woman because Joelle, I don't trust. She's selfish, she's childish, she's manipulative with that on her face. And you can never change. On every photo, she has that same smile. It's not huge, natural like mine, like Julia Roberts, full face smile. You're right. Okay, nobody smile the same style. I smile with all my body like Julia Roberts, but that woman is smiling like upward, and that's her like something like that. You understand? Reverse like that. Exactly. Reverse clown. Sorry for my teeth. You're natural. And again, why say sorry for being natural? Yes, because of YouTube. YouTube clients. Let's see. So many YouTube partners, pardon, are so fake into all the face face paint. That's why I say it. Not because of me. I don't have problem with being natural. So let's see, guys, the karmic ties. What's wow, the karmic ties? When I said, look at playing on the card, the sexual, did it show up here? Yes, but somebody faking. So let's play like this. This is not a real thing. The person is fake as well. And this is just playing on the card sexual, just to have a good time and try to mingle and break a heart of Johnny again. So on the other side, one second, let's see. That's from her side. Let's see for Johnny's side. What did Johnny? Wow. From Johnny's side, did we say he's romantic? He's searching for love and he's ready. He always wants a commitment. He always wants committed person, and as well he's offering commitment. Look at like a crown. Let's be together. Like crown when you put on a wedding and ceremony. It's like okay, not marriage, but as well here we have for wands and traveling, moving, relocating. It could be as well just let's upgrade our relationship because I'm for commitment. I love you. But on her side, look at fake and just playing with that sexy offer chemistry. So yes, would you trust the lawyer in general? I'm just talking like, would you trust the lawyer? Can they have emotions? Sorry guys, my fresh lemonade. Because why I just said because somebody is egocentric. You see the card? Look at Narcissus looking himself and thinking just of himself and only himself. And did I just say that her expression on the face on every photo where she's smiling, she's a like a hustler. And okay, the lawyer successful has to be a hustler, right? Correct. And that's how I get it, and I thought, okay, this is on the first photo. Then I browse more photos of just her, and she was on every photo like this. Her smile, yes, you cannot change because you cannot fake that's uplifted. I call it a clown because it's really a clown. You make this makeup for a clown, and that's one you shouldn't trust. So go and check by yourself, and we are going to have confirmation about what was happening here as well. Did they say manipulative thinking of herself? Did they say she's spoiled, she's putting herself as a priority? And Johnny on other side, I offer love and I want commitment, and you can move in to my house, or I can relocate because of you and marry you. Anyway, he already suggested this thing. When this happening here, because they're on a long distance and there is like this nostalgia, missing each other. Yes, definitely they want to move. Look at the house guard here. But they want as well to put it really on the paper. It's so funny. They want to be official because on the bottom I have this thing here as well. Somehow, if they're already living, I'm just going to tell you, maybe they're already living, but just on a long distance. When they see each other, they just stay inside of the hotel room, rented villa. They just stay inside of the one of his maison houses, right? And literally, thank you, sweetie. Again, he's still scared of that court trial with the Amber. He's really avoiding playing low key, avoiding paparazzo his to notice that he's in love. So probably this is exposing him, but I'm not the first one. I'm just talking how it goes the emotional line of him, emotional line of Joel, and even I had a short opening, just short answer for Camille Vasquez. Uh, and literally, guys, again, if I was the first to put this on the internet, I wouldn't do this just to protect him. But this news is today arriving less than 15 hours, like in last 24 hours, literally it's arriving. So it's already the news. So probably somebody has literally spelled that news. Look at that. The paparazzo, they have noticed this. So it wouldn't be my guiltiness if Johnny Depp get complication in next trial with Amber, because there is still there is still that obsession with the ex, and it's very interesting. Uh, hello, Trina. You can get two people with you, and you get a free mini chat. Otherwise, one card with no questions. But if you have a question and you want to have this handling some complicated law situation, it's instead of 150, this same opening with the five star spread is just 25 instead of 150 in private trading. Only in a live stream. Yes, of course. The question with the PayPal donation, and there is, I mean, even super chat, but I prefer PayPal. So you can send a donation and we go very soon to that reading. Just I'm going to check just a secret on the mind of both. Okay, I closed the cards. That was not helpful because I wanted to open these cards for the YouTube short version so you can always see my tarot order. I'm going to repeat with the small deck. So was between Johnny, wow, was between Johnny Depp and Joel. Wow. What's between Johnny and Joel? Wow, travel, feeling happy, sneaking out, hiding. Again, the same. I'm laughing because it's the same order of the cards. So, sneaking out, babe, or like, look at, and traveling, seeing each other on a places where they both don't live. Like, let's play incognito. We are going to go on some low-key places where people they don't know us, or in restaurant where people they don't know us, and we are happy just doing this thing. The moment it get official, I mean, they can even sneak out and go to some different place, unusual place for both to be, to get married. I'm serious. They could have like an exotic place, unusual place for both of them. For me, exotic is my second home. I call it a home back in Southeast Asia. So for them, could be exotic anything else, right? Look at traveling to get that for once, wedding, or moving, relocating together. I just said. And they're really having a fun and joy. So I'm going just as well. There is a pre-feeling like they took that second lawyer on purpose. That was that trick to trick all planet. That is so funny because they really done it till now, till today, till this leakage of information. You thought it's Camille. No, it's not. There is like she just see him. She's very respectable. She see Camila see him like Camila Vasquez, his present lawyer. She just see him as father figure. So it was a very short answer, and he see her as a friend. Yes. So that was as well. Is he seeking stability? Yes. Is this moving on, moving, relocating, seeing each other or different places, one person taking a risk, relocating, or both of them relocating on the third location, even literally, that will definitely change something in his life. There is sudden unplanned, this was not planned, unplanned happiness. That's what he feels. And he offered her commitment. That's what we had in the first opening. Remember with the karmic cycle, that was a crown. Remember that card? I'm going to find out that card because we want to make a photo shot, the short version. Where was the card? 1 second. Sorry, guys. So that was his card, the love and commitment. The best ever cards. And as well, her cards, another side I don't like. Her angle was, I'm faking, it's just, I'm using this sexual power as a Queen of Wands. You remember it was in this big deck, Queen of Wands. And as well, I'm doing anything for my to spoil myself, and I'm selfish, egocentric. This woman is an artist, and I said from her face expression. So do check up, Google search just her full face, eyes together with her smile to just check. She is a totally, she's a totally hustler. What did I call it? Yes, I named it a hustler. But he loves this type of woman, a little bit childish, selfish, spoiled, that they're not even embarrassed to express it publicly, that same egocentric, selfish face that people would be embarrassed to show this kind of emotions. But narcissistic people, they're like small kids. They think they are in superpower when they show off this childish, spoiled face and look. They always play on that role because they stay in this childhood cycle of being literally manipulative with from the childhood. That was their first success in the life, and use they they literally learn to have that success with seeking attention of parents, and that's the way they got their attention. At that first success in the life brought them to repeat that mechanism later on. So manipulative person will always return to that cycle from a childhood being manipulative. They will always use the same trick, and I call her trickster. I call her trickster with that smile. So that's my analysis for Joel. I don't have nothing more to say about a lawyer and a trickster. But the Johnny, he didn't learn from his mistakes. I'm going to check out the secret thoughts from Joel. The secret, explaining this fake love, and I'm the goddess, and I'm going to seduce you. An egocentric card. Explain me from Joel. Point towards Johnny. Lot of cards, and they're very steady, not light. These cards, they pop out 3 cards in a row plus 1 separate. They pop out steady, powerful. I know my power, and I'm definitely going to use this. And these are all powerful manipulation, egocentric, fake, and sexual power as well. So yes, as well, she's on the bottom is the last. I start from the last one. On the bottom is literally, she is so happy that she caught this big fish in her eyes, but she's as well so like a small kid, literally aware that she should play low key. And the first answer for you, my dear public, about super fan of Johnny Depp, I wish I could share the good news about me and Johnny, but we had to keep secret because of that still another trial with Amber or something like that as well. Wow, wow, wow. This woman was not having commitment. She was so egocentric, actually trying to have a commitment with him as well. I saw on the bottom the card of I'm breaking through because I care only for myself and my independence. Because after this card, egocentric and I feel only of myself, I saw the card of breaking through and just going away from trying to be with this person committed, because this person, Johnny, he wants it, commitment and love, but she's not offering that, right? So is that just a trial for her? I bet it is. She's just trying to make that commitment, but it won't work. That's on his side. As well, I'm going to cover this card. Wish to share this thing, but we have to keep it low key. Wow. As well, he's aware that this guy loves her. He already showed that. Wow, wow, wow. And then, as well, there was a thing when they literally split up during this trial, when she felt something that she can catch him. I mean, that she could have that relationship with him. There was that moment when the people, they say there was a chemistry between them. And she was really having that hard time. She buried herself into the work. That was her mechanism. I mean, this is a lawyer's only thing, only mechanism of every lawyer, being workaholic. And that's why I'm laughing. Sorry, guys. And they're so predictable, lawyers. And as well, she just pre planned to trick the public and we will be together after you finish this whole cycle of the court case with her, because as well on the bottom there is still a trouble, because there is still, remember on the first tarot deck, in this deck we have there the cards of that obsessiveness with the ex and being heard from the ex, but not from his side, but just that there is possibility that there is reaction and having another cycle of that material punishment in the court if that another party, I mean Amber, get again motivated with his new partner. So that's why they're keeping low key. And she get furious, right? So he doesn't. She just pulled herself away because she didn't want to make him a trouble. And that was that sneakiness, because I don't want to put you in a trouble. As well, you are already in trouble, right? So she definitely asked, I'm going to return when everything is settled, with that stability card as well. This is Johnny energy as well. Like, okay, if that take us there, okay, we have to have you're wiser than me. I should listen to your trick, and that trick is at this moment working out till today, right? When we got the news. So, and as well on the bottom, look at the card. I knew exactly what I was doing. So that's that trickster that literally tried to trick all the public, and it's interesting. Sharing the good thing. I knew exactly what did I do. That was my plan. I returned to you later on. Meanwhile, I was working, being workaholic, translated, and I will never find the love. Workaholic people, they can never go out of this mode, and they never have a moment for the love. It's not about time, it's just that they have never built emotional bond with anybody, even if they have ex-wife, even if they are not a playboys or playgirls. They just built in into priority only money, only work, and that's their dragon priority and everything in the life. On other side, the drag of Johnny Depp drag is romance. He's really like, oh my god, I don't like Johnny Depp, but I was told that I'm so old-fashioned romantic person. And what I wanted just to say exactly what they thought about me. Again, he needs a person like that will be over romantic and literally having a commitment and loyalty. And and probably I need, again, I never liked Johnny Depp, so I'm just going to go around this story. So I'm just talking that he needs that type of person that will not have a priority work, that will not be a trickster, a liar, that will be interesting, opening heart and being so emotional and gentle and kind and giving an unconditional love. Like he's in the eyes of everybody, King of Cup. Remember, even Camila is thinking that he is that pure love, but again, they are just friends. and they have a responsibility to be still into the business. Again, should I check? Remember the last card in the karmic deck. She's going to choose something else. Again, in this deck, the last card is, again, look at another person at the end. What does it mean? Even if I seduced you, I'm going to choose my freedom or really another person or just myself because I'm egocentric. It's very funny. I do believe that she doesn't want commitment, and this guy is totally, let's live together, let's relocate. Why she was just for a long distance, and I see her from time to time, but I prefer to have my work. Remember, I bury myself into the work, but while he, while the Johnny side is saying better be together, I prefer if we live together, but her side, I prefer to have my work and my space and my independence. Look at that's definitely independence card. And she is going to do whatever she wants, not what partner wants. She is not a woman that will sacrifice herself. Look at egocentric narcissist and breaking through being independent and being fake all the way. She doesn't have emotions, I want to say. It's just sexual, seducing thing for towards Johnny, and Johnny is a pure into it. And for her, it's just that proper cup of lava. Uh, Again, I was asked to literally, I just heard, no, no, it's not love. From her side, it's just erotical, seducing, escaping, meeting somewhere else on place where they both don't they work and live, and as well, it's as well a adventure because they always see each other somewhere long distance. And he's so romantic. So they have a nice laugh, nice time together. So on his side is pure emotion. She never got in touch. This woman is not getting wherever she get laid. She never get with emotions. If you tell me that she's married somewhere, I'm just going to say, if that woman is about as well to divorce, this woman is she was never in marriage. First of all, not in marriage. She was never with emotion in her marriage because I do see because of the third party, it could be that she's married because Johnny is already divorced, right? And maybe because of her being not wanting to be exposed because she is still married. I had the card of wow, wow, wow. I had the Empress here on the start. Where is Empress? I start to shuffle now. I lost it. Maybe she's just want to fake because she should then be free. What she want commitment, but she could fake it like while they have these romantic escapes and she's sneaking out while she has obligation with somebody else. As well, this is not in this case, it's not even about that. I just see just the flirtiness. I'm bored. If I'm married, housewife, a little bit of lawyer, like, okay, Johnny Depp, it's just like rolling me into the story of being somewhere like in another century and going floating into the, how, I don't know, Hanoi Bay in Vietnam or floating in Venezia. This is too predictable. Venezia is it's too regular for weekend and literally something different. I think he just seduced her with his surprises. That's what how I look. And she's like one married lady that or an available person. Definitely she doesn't show emotions even where she is. She just have emotion for her work. That's how I see her. This woman is pure Russia and she's not even into that. I didn't see any cash cards. If you ask me again, if she is for cash, why do people always think that the woman they don't have cash? Because sorry, successful lawyer already has a lot of cash. I mean, I'm not working, but I have again. I say this to many people. around abroad, because as well, when you go somewhere, people think like, okay, you're here for first time. And I'm just telling to my friends for many years in another locations, like probably I have, when I count in so many locations, I and my family as well, even my child, we have so many real estates around different places by chance, but we live modest and we do the volunteer job for the world. And that's what make you to be modest and still educated, and the rest of the life you keep learning and studying. Even here on the YouTube with my clients, with my YouTube babies and members, we all the time work. It's a superficial thing. And I again, that emptiness could be that fake heart. If I'm already having a fake marriage, I continue to fake even having affair. I'm still faking even affair. All my life is charade. That's how I describe. And just go and check her face, and you will understand what I'm talking. Her smile, I said, but where there's no glasses as well, so you can compare the energy of the eyes with that ironic, childish, give me my thing or this, like that, because I don't have that expression. My smile is like this, like Julia Roberts. It's broad with all my body. I'm smiling always with my whole body when I'm super fine fit, when I don't have my trouble now with my arm. I will smile a lot during this reading because this reading is so hilarious. And look at this trouble. Somebody's in a trouble here. If this woman, can you check Trina? I don't know how to spell your name. Trina. You put the whole sentence there. That's a bright one. So, is that Joelle in trouble? Is she the married one? I'm just curious to see. As well, Camila, I just feel like she make that we are just friends. And yes, you're my client. I'm not going to do this. That's what I said. It was like free of cost, but as well, I see you as a friend, and I see you as a pure. You're my father figure as well. She's not attracted to older men. That's what was my first impression from the first card as well. Let's just be friends. Again, guys, like I have some friends and they're 20 years older than me. And I was not a lawyer. I didn't do the court case, but I have many friends. I think I have three or maybe 3 to 5 best friends in different locations, different cities, that they are 20 years older than me. And eventually, if I'm in that city, in that location, I would spend my time only with them. It doesn't mean nothing, literally. So, men or women, like, but these are like my longtime friends. But from her side, I just heard, no, he's like too old for me. So Camila is not into that thing what we imagining. But this one, Joel, she literally was hunting. That what we saw with that Queen of Wands. It didn't took that spirit to introduce us Johnny as a playboy. It's interesting because there was not a playboy energy. It was her shown as a Queen of Wands. That's very fun. Again, I'm just talking because when a woman is independent, the same like with this, what is the name of George Clooney wife? That one with A something, Arabic name, Lebanese lady. I do believe she's Lebanese. What is her name? The George Clooney, Amari or something. I don't remember her name. Literally, she was as well. She's not person from the cinema from a Hollywood, but she's independent, powerful woman, lawyer again, lawyer. I don't understand when they're marrying lawyer. This I never understood because I mean, even as a woman, I would never marry a lawyer. I was going on a date, lunch date, dinner date with the lawyers, but I never trust them. I don't know. I never had divorce. Definitely, but I must say I don't trust just by nature. Lawyers are so into that. Give me the cash. Let's trick the police. Let's trick the court. Like, but some of them they have a funny hobbies. So we were sharing some funny hobbies, and we would meet on some locations where we would share some activities that I was having in that period. Now, when I think, but again, I would never consider for even having intimacy or falling in love. That's what is my thing. They are just my hangout friends for going out together, doing the hobbies together, or having like gastronomic thing. That's what they really want, like gastronomic things. Yes, and then it would be nice to do the George Clooney energy. What's happened with George Clooney? What's happening between him and his what is her name again? Mari or something else? Sorry guys, I forgot her name. And that would be interesting because people as well they say like she was having that surrogacy because again, are they having twins or something? And like they have that idea that George Clooney and in his energy there is something there is something of no having commitment all the time and this guy has never changed. It would be very interesting to talk about George Clooney. And again, guys, when I was long time in Monaco, exactly a period of the year after, it's not long time, but let's say probably 10 years ago, um, when was the marriage of in the period after the marriage, when it was still a fresh princess, new princess of Monaco, Monte Carlo, that Prince Albert, everybody knew, and I knew from his aura that he is a gay. And when you go there and you talk with the local people who lives there for many years, and the locals that they were born there, like all the Monte Carlo is aware that the prince is a gay, and that literally everybody knows as well that again, what is the name of his lovely wife? She's really sweet woman that ran away. Everybody knows that before wedding she ran away. They were chasing her, returning her from the airport, and they literally seduced her with the drugs just to have tranquilizer and push her literally to marry because they needed Prince Albert to continue this Montesquieu. I mean, what is the name? How you call the local one that they were born and original in Monte Carlo. So that story reminds me of George Clooney and having that situation like it's not natural with his wife as well. That's another thing. This has nothing to do with Johnny Depp energy. Johnny Depp is really just enjoying the life and he's always giving a heart and he's like that. Just I cannot vote for him because he's not my type and I don't like guys on the drugs ever. So I like them when they're naturally romantic without the drugs. Yes, like me. Never use the drugs, but I'm so super funny and crazy. They say I don't need the drugs to be to have a creative solution and to be funny to myself and to my company. And so the people who really love Johnny Depp, you keep on praying to meet Johnny Depp, what to tell, because he is really having that cup of romance, unusual guy who is out of this time. And it's not by chance that they're giving him always the role of that vintage person or historical roles or something out of this time. Even that pirate Pirate of Caribbean, it's again out of the time, right? Even that is somehow like historical romantic thing, again, out of this contemporary time role. I don't know if he was ever in the movie with contemporary team. Yes, that's interesting observation because again, I don't like him, so I don't watch the movies with him. The only movie that I saw with him, because I used to love Angelina Jolie, I saw what was that Tourist, I think. Yes. So that one is really nice ambient. It's funny. It's more like parody than spy movie. Yes. So just a nice ambient. And Johnny Depp, a drag thing with him, you asked me. Johnny Depp, like there is a thing that he has literally to prohibit everything, because as well the woman that is in his life, he's asking him as well. There was a matter of this court case where he literally got like he pushed himself into that on purpose just because of the court preparing and needed to be a sober. So literally, like he's now on prohibition on everything, and you can check it. Did they drink the wine? Do you see on the photos? Is he holding the alcohol even? Because it seems like it's in the past. Look at this card for me. It's for the past, and this is the first answer. No. On other side, what about drinks? Well, let's do separate. Is he still drinking Johnny Depp alcohol? Yes, he do enjoy it. Oh my god, he love it. He love it. Wow, sorry guys, it was like this from my position. But on other side, he's like jongling, trying to represent himself like a sober guy in a public. This is very funny opening because he's trying to jongle between using this and that as well. Remember, mixing everything. I would call this in a reading about drugs, like he was when he started to do one thing. If he would drink, he loves so much drinking. If he would start using the drink again, he would do it, automatically everything. Like he continue even to the harder chemistry and everything. He's definitely a guy who use weed. That's how I found it, weed and drinks. But he goes for everything, and he like to mix all kind of drinks and drugs. That's fun. Again, the new cup of love is literally like giving him a sign like, okay, you stop with this because that's why this took you to all these toxic persons. So the new cup of love is giving him like stop with all the addictions or we won't make it. Yes, he has this demand from a lover. Ace of Cup, just do checkup. Ace of Cup is demanding. Look at and two times. Definitely the woman will demand in love. And as well, it could be plus the lover and plus the lawyer even told him. And Camila and the lover. That's very funny because some of you think is the same person. That's why it's funny. I said as well before, a few minutes before, that was as well pushed him the life situation with the trial after trial and possibly going to prison if they have chosen that he's guilty. So he was pushed to show in the best manners, really to have a clean cut and to have that, like to push him to be on a rough on fast track rehab program. That's what I just heard. That's what is showing up with this card. And it's funny because in the bottom of this deck, look at we have like a healing card on the bottom of the karmic deck as well. If he returns and repeat the cycle, then he goes up for everything. Start too much drinking. He doesn't have that um, moderation in anything. So he is addicted of love, you see. When he wants love, he immediately wants to have commitment and to live with this person. And when he drink too much. He has addiction in everything. This guy could have any kind of addictions, I'm sure, by these cards as well. He has a lot of darkness inside of him, and this is his way to deal with his own personal darkness. And he has that inner side sorrow, and that's why he's that lonely rider with a bottle, with other things, addictions back at home. He can do it by himself, not even with the friends. That's how I see him in this my visualization of him. And that fake representation that he is a playboy, um, it's just the media representation. Another thing that people they cannot handle him doing these drugs and this messy lifestyle. But he found in Amber, he found the perfect messy person. But another thing that she took to that level of toxicity. But there were again why she took so young person that could be his granddaughter. This I never understood because sorry for me, Johnny Depp is too old than me, and then Amber is the younger than my daughter. Of course, I was young mama, but Johnny Depp was too old for me. So I don't understand why this woman would be with him because he could be her grandfather. That's for sure. If he had like intercourse about 15 years old and to this age difference about 30 years or a little bit less than 30, and that's the age difference I'm sure it's about. Everything that is more than 12 years, it's really not well. The age difference. Sorry, guys, my lemonade. Natural. I have here the seeds. I'm chasing the seeds to finish it because we're finishing the session. Oh my god, I will. Because of the lemon, I can pretend to make the mimic like Joel because of the lemon. And yes, we wanted to make this short version. Sorry, guys, because I'm pulling out the cards, moving too much. Let me make a short version. So now, welcome. Just to introduce yourself for just a free card, no question. Introduce yourself, guys. Let's see. Johnny Depp and Joelle. Here it is, his ex-lawyer. He is in love. He would have a responsibility with her. They see each other on and off, like on the long distance, and he's ready to offer her to relocate, to move together. But on another side, I think that she's treating him. She's fake. She just treats him as a fair, as a fun. If this woman is still married, she just treats him as an option and she's just sneaking out from her bedroom of her partner or her obligation. And that woman is so selfish. Just check up her fake smile, reverse upward, like a clown smile, I call it. I do not trust this type of person. They are definitely manipulative, egocentric, and just wanting her fun, and she will leave him as well. She's just pretending she's into the work, but she's just going to leave him because she cannot offer what he wants. He wants love. Shown that. Guys, introduce the time for a free card with no question and no question, just a free card. Introduce yourself. If you want the question, follow the PayPal link. It's on this card. Let me just Google the full name. Johnny Depp. Love triangle with Joel, I'm going to name it like that. I mean, imagine the lady with the family name Rich. That's so funny. I wouldn't like to date Mr. Rich or Miss Rich. Is it a sign, like you said? Oh my God, Triana, it's very funny because what you just said, because she has it marriage, she's keeping the marriage, then she's having like a trophy wife marriage, then she's having that profession that is totally into the cash, give me the cash, and probably the marriage is fake because of these fake cards in her life, and this woman is faking all the life, definitely, like I said. But imagine, Rich is the family name is Rich. It tells you everything, Johnny, Johnny. You, like I said on the start, I think you haven't learned the lesson just by looking the aura of Joel. Yeah. Let's see. It's downloaded. It will be a short version. It's downloaded on TikTok and it will be transferred. I'm going to download the short version as well on YouTube. I stopped lately to download on Instagram. Yes, on another telephone. I have deleted application for Instagram. I have it just on another telephone. So that's why it's not going automatically on Instagram these days. Sorry guys, because many of my YouTube babies they're just on Instagram instead of TikTok. But guys, these days even the political things are all over this year. Even the global war situation is on TikTok. Thanks to that little actor from country with the name U, with the letter U. Thank you, Church of America. You're still there. Sorry, because I was downloading this as well. I just going to close his article about him because I was having open. I didn't look all the time the chat room. I was looking the second page with the photos of Johnny Depp and that lady, and I really don't. What do you think, Church of America, about that lady? Did you check? Yes, you can follow. It's always the same name, Galak Traveler. And I mean, I'm going to try to restart. But thing is, if I can restart the TikTok from another telephone, where because this one is trouble, I have too much. I mean, like full memory. But the other I used to use just for YouTube. Yes, but I didn't install TikTok long time ago. I think I forgot even the password. Yes, bravo. You see, good for you. So you're a high priestess like me. So or priest. Exactly. Somehow they're gross to me. I wouldn't trust them for any kind of fun. Okay, just friends to have a friend, yes. But I mean, comrade to hang out together. Like I said, that's my experience. And really, it would be nice to make that reading about George Clooney. I will try to do his reading, but again, it's just so simple. Like I said, like Prince Albert of Monaco, and George Clooney has that energy of I'm faking with all these women around me, but everybody knows that I have a surrogate. And again, why did they go to tweets? Of course, there is something there from the eprouette or something like that. That's a proof as well that something is not natural. And again, don't count these lovely ladies that they are victim in a relationship with the man that is faking because they're the celebrity, they are exposed there, and they don't want to break that fairy tale that they have in the eyes of the fans. That's the whole trick because this industry is asking them, push them to fail. So when they have a contract with the devil, that's what it is. They have to follow the rules. So if they have that role that he has to be playboy in this life, and that's why he's getting all this money because people they love to see him in all the movies, and that is really triggering. He cannot cancel the contract. That's what I see. Another thing that George Clooney again, like all my Greek friends, like they're good company, but as well they are a little bit, I must say, sorry guys, but I must say this is maybe not nice because it would sound like a little bit pointing to the Greeks, but I don't care. I have the same opinion about Italians. Like I wouldn't trust them for commitment. They're great fun, they're gentlemen, they would do everything for you. Although they are not into buying the flowers, you have to tell them, but they would buy your flowers if they forget and you tease them at the end when they're returning you back at home. I'm serious. So they will take you wherever you want. They're going to surprise you with a nice restaurant, simple or fancy restaurant, not important, but they really make an effort as well afterwards if you want to go to another place, if you want to go to a specifically place for dessert, even if they don't want sweets, they would go just because of you. They would buy you the nice chocolates or cakes. They're doing that ritual. They're used to that. That's their culture, and that's what I like. But I wouldn't trust them for relationship. I don't know. That's my thing. They're my friends. It's very funny. I just have to say this. Italians, oh my god, I cannot stand Italians. I have Italian friends all the way. I was telling this in some of the live streams. I had a friend in eventually in Ayurveda University in India. I have whole group of Italians. I have a roommate lady that is Italian, even a roommate girl. But I want to say I had met Italians in any big city where I was living. I had friends that they were working in, although I was independent in humanitarian work, they were like working officially for UN, for the World Bank, for the all these gross corporate societies that they so called help the world. And I mean, I shouldn't mention them, right? And and I somehow I never trusted them. Like everything is respectable from my side as well. The Italians they can never compare with with all the Greeks that I was dating because they're just so stingy, going to most expensive restaurant, and they really take care of ordering the disasters, and really they are very stingy. I'm serious. They like to be shown with a nice company, I'm guessing, a nice place, but they're really not enjoying this thing, and they're really taking care all the time, obsessive into the bills. Oh my god, the Italians, more than half of the Italy, they become literally more like Switzerland. And that's what the Italians are talking about, that literally the north of Italy, and then even Rome at the central Italy, they become like under the influence of Switzerland. They got that Austro-Hungarian spirit. Again, the north was under Austro-Hungarian, like was ex-Yugoslavia, all the north, even the north of Serbia was Austro-Hungarian. And it's very funny because these old people are pretty stingy. If you go to their house, just you can stay. You just better you eat before. I'm serious because what you get, you won't, you won't be just full. How to say? Or maybe you don't get nothing except the drinks. That's so stupid in anybody's house. Or just a coffee without the cake. That's so rude as well. Like back from the south, I'm talking like a girl from the south. That would never happen in Greece or south of, let's say, ex-Yugoslavia or south of Italy as well, because I have as well many of the friends, the quality friends, that they come from Napoli and down. Like I said, even Roma, Romanos, I mean, they call it like this, they become almost under the influence of these stingy North people. They could be jerking, living in Monte Carlo or in Milano, and they're just, or in Switzerland, and they're really so poor in their not enjoying the life. It's so stupid. What is the point of life if they are successful but they don't enjoy it? Like all the simple people, they go and celebrate in Greece. Even the simple taverna, they go, they enjoy the Sundays, the weekends out. But these people, they just want empty style to show off in a fancy place, but as well to stay in the poor manners. And something like a French people, French and Italian, they this is becoming now the dating tips. I mean, maybe Johnny Depp will use these dating tips. Italians and by the way, what is the origin of Johnny Depp? That's an interesting one. Uh, she had a British mother, right? Correct? No, he's faking the British accent. That's what the people are always talking about. That's annoying because he's not British. I don't know. And uh, like I said, French and Italian, like they prefer going out for drinks. This system of dolce far niente, that would be a slow eating, translating on Italian, it's happening only, I noticed, only in Greece, Balkan countries, Turkey as well, and Spain and Portugal. That's what I noticed. I have a lot of friends and a lot of daters, and I was living on many of the places in South Europe. So I can really compare. As well, I was student in Spain and Switzerland, and shortly in UK, yes. So I can compare just as well. I'm originally living between all the round the South Europe. So that's what I can always relate. And I can always make a difference even when I'm switching from one city to another in another country that is just, how to say, next door country, because again the people, they have different culture. Even if they are similar, the food is very fun. So that's the culture gap in dating. Yes. But again, like my father said, never never, you never lose. This is for boys advice. You never lose being a gentleman and having a good manners. with the animal. And that's why my father was, it's like totally like a royal rack. What is the short for the British Gentleman Royal Club? And literally, they have that list when you enter this rack club in London, and it's like a private gentleman club, and you have that frame, in a frame, the list of the gentleman rules. And frankly, the British are savage in history, but that's why they're pointing on a wall in a frame the rules not to forget. So yes, that's what my point as a professor of history. So I'm thinking that you can never get, even if you want to have a fun or serious committed relationship and you're the man. You cannot get anything of this if you don't have manners and you don't offer something interesting for a date. You don't treat the girl totally like a queen, like the only one in the life, not like a priority, like the only one in that specific date, night or daytime, whatever it is, a date. But you will not reach what is your final goal, and it can be the worst, it can be the best for both of you, the goal, right? But you won't reach. So it's so not smart that people think that they can just go out and get drunk and then just chase some girls around. Like, so for me, this British concept of drinking after 5 from the office and crawling back at 7 p.m. That's what we see when we move from Athens to London. Everybody complains, even the heavy drinkers that are in Athens. The people, they drink like when they eat, they drink for weekends, but they don't do these things like after the work, and they're crawling Fridays like from 5 to 7. They're done. They don't know to drink, and they do the same when they go back to Greek islands on holiday, and everywhere in Thailand as well. They're a disaster even on the flights. Like, oh my God, where is a free drink in the flights? They make disaster flight. I'm serious. So that's the thing. Never too late to have that book of the good manners. And I was always had to start to make quote of my father. And that's why I got the dating tips for you guys and girls as well. How to notice the that you had to run away from that date. So yes, it's a warning for both sides. And literally, guys, you have the playlist dating tips. I should go and rewind and collect the dating tips, the one from the last year as well, but it's mix of everything that probably I will never collect. Exactly, Church of America. That's what I would say. Oh my God, we are so similar in opinion. I always say in front of even a stranger, I always knew what I want in my life. I do not regret as well things in my life. Did I do too early this? Did I do everything in my life? Yes, most of things like I have done whatever was my dream as well. I was a young parent. People say, okay, but it was a tough life. You were a student and it was plus war and plus you were mama, yes, and plus I have to handle all my family, as I was the youngest in my family, but I have to be the strongest and the most serious as well. And I wouldn't change. Like, did I lose being a student life? Like, what did I lose? I was having my library in the gymnasium before. I was called an encyclopedia, like they called Elon Musk. Recently, I heard somebody like called Elon Musk in the high school, like encyclopedia. That's that's exactly how they called me. So what I would miss, because I would stay in the library in the till the end of the university, probably I wouldn't join any kind of some revolution. You know what? In the intimacy, being a student. That's for sure, because I was romantic. I have a first love, and from a platonic, I decided to live with this person, and I thought it's alive forever. And I got it while the baby. And exactly like you said, dating now, yes, literally, like, I mean, I get annoyed when people, for my research still about dating, seriously, I'm writing that book about online manners and dating, and I still people I have tested so many different peoples, and they really don't, they cannot introduce, even if I write them on my profile. Please, on the start, when you write me, I don't answer with this, your smileys or short one word hi. I literally don't as well answer the sexy messages or predators, and as well introduce yourself. People have lost it. They cannot use the words. They don't have vocabulary. They make short statements as well. When you tell, like, go and reread my profile, they're looking probably all the album with funny photos, and they never read as well. Majority people, they, if they have some dating application, they don't have even the text explanation about them. They just have photos. Like, what is this? HA, you're too late. We have talked about this. Oh my god, we have talked about this. I'm looking now because I think probably 45 minutes we have that opening for Johnny, so you can rewind it. And as well, you can pre-order your question if you have something else to ask. And the rest was just talking about freestyle, about good manners and gentlemen and trouble in dating, because we started talking about Johnny Depp and his old-fashioned gentleman style, and it took us to comparing with us in the living life situation, because after all, we are all humans. And after all, if somebody is not interested in being romantic, he will not be all the life. And as well, if somebody is romantic as a kid, I'm just going to tell you the story. So I like to surprise all my friends, like girls or boys or grandmama's neighbors, like these kind of things. And I'm just going to tell you, I 2 days ago during this week, walking with my puppy, I met one boy, and I never talked with these boys, young boys. He's maybe 10 years old, and he looked at my dog. He didn't touch because I'm holding Frida, but he make a nice compliment to dog, and he said, "This is a very smallest, this is the tiniest dog I have met here, and I have a little bit bigger dog, like a French bulldog, and uh, I want." And he immediately opened the sack because he was going back from the school or going towards the school, and he just said, "Okay, I have a present for you." And I just wonder, and I asked him, "Are you Taurus?" Because Taurus are so romantic and they're full of surprises. And that's what I was told as well from many people. Even if they're women or men, they would say, like, only Taurus, they can have these surprises for everybody. And this boy really made my day because this never happened to me, but I was doing this always to others, surprising others. And that was very nice. And I asked him, "Okay, is this your, I don't want your little ball from your dog." He said, "No, no, no, this I decided to give it away. I just took it. He has so many. I just decided this, and it was totally new ball. It was very fun. Maybe it was a bunch of them in the plastic and they bought it all together." And he said, "I decided to give to one nice dog when I go out today." So he has a need to be caring and to be just kind with the people, surprising. And the people that they go on a date, we go returning back to the story, what the people expect when they're dating. They're they are not animals. The animals, they have flirtiness. The pigeons, the cats, like, you just look at. I always say to men, like, pigeons, they have this 70 times per day the same partner flirting and going around. And if they're on your balcony in your garden, you will laugh a lot. If they're your couple of pigeons lovers that they stay there, they have a nest in your house or in your balcony, you're going to laugh a lot because they're like 70 times per day they're mingling. Yes, they have intimacy 70 times per day, but they have always a different ritual. They have a lot of fun. There is eventually they can be very noisy because they're just talking a lot, like they're fighting a little bit. There is a full filter watching them, and it's always different during the day. If you have your pigeon, you would know what I'm talking about. Just go and watch them. And I heard this from one Indian guru on one lecture that they pigeons are a great example because we should reflect to them. They have 70 times per day with their only time lover. They have that seducing ritual. They do that a ritual offering, giving, and flirtiness. And what are we? One being nothing. And why you would date somebody that doesn't know to flirt you, even in a text? And why you would go on a date with person if the person is so flat and boring to death? And for my students, I all the time I used to say, and even to the youngsters, that they are not girls. I used to say, and to the girls, I always point again that they shouldn't date the boring and not educated boys, because it will be boring as well, life and later on intimacy. And I was always against intimacy before commitment, right? And as well, I always say to the young boys that there are sometimes very naughty, bad pupils, bad students, but they adore me, and very bad pupils. And they're really, I just teach them to start reading a lot. And I was always bringing, as a professor, always bringing like 4 or 5 books with me to read during our lecture. Like I give them a little bit teaser from the lecture team, but then we will read a lot. They had to read. I would bring them the specific books and they have to read out loud in front of the classroom for everybody. So many of them, they return the year after and they say, "Oh, I changed. Now I have a best grade. You're not anymore my professor." As when one said, just like because of me, two of them, they have studied history because of me. That was very interesting. So I hope that there, for sure, there should be, if they are reading, like they said that they start to read the books thanks to me. They're for sure a nice, interesting friend to be, and then plus dater. I mean, even the friends, they are so boring if they don't have any knowledge for the remedies, for the life, for anything. If it's a flat line just to talk about one thing, just about tarot, just about sport, or just to talk just about cooking, like you have to have a variety of everything. That's how that's what in my family was as part of education, to be mix of everything. And that's why you can handle any life situation in any company, starting being with the group of sportsmen in the airplane, like it happened to me flying to Myanmar from Bangkok. And we were flying and I was joking with the team of the footballers of Myanmar, and somehow I started to talk with their coachman. I didn't know, but I asked him if he's from Greece because he has that profile like a Greek nose. And he said, "No, but I'm Yugoslavian." And then I said, "Oh, really? But I'm mixed." It's very fun. And we started to laugh and we started to talk. We changed the English to a local language. And he said that he's a coachman of the Myanmar government football representation. And when I entered the flight, I was joking with all because it was delaying the flight. And it was literally that period the only flight Myanmar official, the only flight towards the Bangkok. These days, now you have Etihad direct flight to Rangoon, capital city of Myanmar. At that period, used to be only Myanmar flight. You cannot enter to Myanmar without their own company. And it was so funny. Everybody were nervous because it was delaying the flight, and I make them laugh when I enter the cabin, and then We were talking all hour and a half, and some people they fall asleep. So that's the thing. You can talk with anybody about the life and anything. And that's why read the books, guys. Never too late because when they close now, they're saying the 27th of September, they're going to close in West Europe, the banks, and West Europe and probably US. They're going to close all the finance, financial resources and they're taking out just all the money, the globalists, for themselves from all the bank accounts. And because now they don't have any more COVID as a crisis and they're going to do that. And what you're going to do when they block, okay, first they were going to block the financier support your own personal money. And we had this crisis before. I know what I'm talking about. And what you're going to do about the internet. Let's say when we have a war 20 years ago, there was no internet. We didn't have internet. But now what you're going to do when there will be the step two, first they are blocking the money. No, the first step one was that they're blocking first the food. That was happening all this year in West Europe, not here. So then they're blocking the money. That's what they're it's coming right now. And as well, then they're going to cancel all the internet. So they don't want us to be informed in between because of what? Because of because of the power of the people to have that chain of truth and not to be led into this illusion. So again, what you're going to do, I'm returning to that story about the books. Go and read the books. Church of America, remember yesterday we talked about reading and we should read from my books. I left it here, but then it was ugly and I returned it back in another room in the library. And yes, we should read the books. Spontaneous of life is extremely important. I have gained so many opportunities of being spontaneous. Yes, that saved me for sure. And sometimes in a life-threatening situation. And what do you say about the last? What did I say about political thing? Yes, they have been blocking the food in US. Yes, and they have always the excuse, like even the baby food. Why they would block the baby food? Like during the COVID crisis. Are they totally sick? That's what I heard in US. There was a blockage affair about blockage of the baby food. Are they totally like? I mean, this is everything evil, pre-planned, 3 days wake. They're doing that on purpose because they want on purpose people to be addicted. If there were not before the first plan to be addicted with that COVID idea, but literally they're fighting through and they're breaking with the truth. As well, I saw today one video of Donald Trump. It was very interesting, a very nice speech. And he was talking about everything. It was, I don't know if this is these days or it was in some campaign the years before. It's very interesting because he was talking. They are going to call you out because of the truth, and when they chase you, remember that they are the one that telling the lies. It was really, really, oh my God, that was everything that happened to him these days. Kevin Nikolic, some probably Slavic guy who is American. Kevin, but Nikolic. That was the he put out this. One second, how can I find out this? Maybe that said the resource. Maybe it's on TikTok. Kevin Nikolic. Maybe Nikolic. There is on TikTok, but there are many, few of them. I can I put Kevin Nikolic, Donald Trump. I have to find this. No, I don't know if it. You will be in jail. Yes. Did you see this one? Oh my God. Can I open this one? You think it will be? Maybe it won't be allowed. It's comparing both. You know whom? The person with the letter C. This is comparing Trump and C. Like this is wait, there's another one. Yes, Trump warned us about energy independence. That was a joke during the German delegation 2018. Did you see that one? Trump warning about energy independence. That was today in on TV. In Germany, 2018, he warned us about energy independence. That can leave a nation vulnerable to extortion. European states such as Poland. Okay, I have to put it down. He said that they shouldn't be they shouldn't be codependent from Russia. He was just telling the truth. I think this guy is very practical. I must say, now when they're attacking him, I didn't like him before, but now you saw this. But when they're attacking him, this guy is like a prophecy to them because, I mean, definitely he has a lot of resources of conspiracy, but it sounds like he's totally believing this. And that's what we are experiencing, like starting from that COVID, not COVID. I saw this first time because it's well, like I didn't watch these all things. And again, guys, never forget that he's the only president that didn't provoke any war. That's the only way to understand who is the troller, who is the real evil, who is not. The only person that the only president of US that didn't have a war, just remember, as well he was before the story about him faking. This is a stupid story about him as a president faking the tax. This is a framing like you have in a bad guys that they're literally in some police office and they're bringing that clue because they don't have a clue how to catch the person, the target, and they bring with them the drugs and they put it there while they're having a raid of that house. Exactly what I thought that is happening in Villa del Lago. And now, when they have accused, there is a joke on YouTube. That guy, the funny guy, what is his name? I saw this joke literally before I started. So funny. What is his name? The guy. Wait a second. Daily Show with. Wait a second. His name. I always forget. Daily Show with Trevor Noah. So Trump Jedi mind trick. No, this one I didn't. I saw something else before that, the same day. I have to see the Jedi mind trick. But I think he's like ironic, but you know when their comedian are sending political message, eventually they serve you the truth through the irony. Yes, because they're eventually daring the fake political state at these officials at this moment. Yes, that's what a real comedian should be, a brave one to dare eventually to have to that foxiness and wisdom to tell the truth, promote the truth through the so-called parody. And I just want to repeat that thing he just said. Yes. No, it was in another one. It was in another one. Then I saw another cable TV that he's the only president that he didn't have a war with nobody. So I do believe that he was joking. Trevor was joking about how did they found him, like that he didn't pay a tax for his Trump Tower, like has a beautiful apartment, has like 30,000 square, but he put in a tax like it's 11,000. Like as a president. Like this would be really like the people that I know in my family that they were famous politicians. I think nobody would do this. They would be very careful not to possess anything. That would be the stream. And their friends, even my father's friends as well, they would be very modest, not to have the things, not to have villas, not to have the bunch of cars and things like this. But the this guy was successful businessman before he entered into the politics. So they cannot frame him nothing. Framing. This is just framing on purpose. That's what I think. You will tell to a guy who has so much money that is definitely know the couple with the C letter, Clintoo, without double on O-N. Yes, S as a couple Clintons. The couple that they have to struggle from their greediness to get that dirty cash. Yes. And again, guys, I just remember how my students, my first generation of being professor was when there was a bombing, and my students, the youngster, I pushed them as a professor of history to make them to make just to do something different, to make the art piece. I was doing this often in different in parallel. I have it in two high schools, and literally one was the art musical school, and literally I pushed them to make their approach of the war towards the war and bombing. And some of the students, they have put literally the affair of Bill Clinton. And first time in my life, I heard about his affair from my students because I was not watching the TV at period. I was having a full time being a mama. I was a professor. I was having building my NGO. Afternoon I would go for the lessons of Chinese and Kung Fu, and I would bring my daughter with me, and I would bake my own bread. I was a total full-time organic food for my family. I would prepare the lesson for the lecture, and I would go afternoon with my daughter to volunteer in NGO, my NGO. And I didn't watch the TV as well. I didn't want TV for my daughter, little one, to have that influence. And I didn't know about who is this guy. And my students, they have a nice illustration. I still have this illustration in one of my garages of my library because I have so many books, even in garage. And I found this box. It's so interesting because there is illustration of the children that they are not all of them into the painting, right? But you have that the bones, and then they have Clinton and that affair thing. I mean, and for sure that family shouldn't be anywhere. Like, I mean, first she's disgraced. That woman is so disgraced. If she was protecting the guy, a pure pedo guy in 70s, that was her first winning case. Like, as a woman, I mean, even to lose the job, I would never do this. That's the difference between me as a woman fighting for the women's rights as well. Hello, having a daughter. I mean, maybe she didn't. No, she didn't have a daughter that period, but she was already married. Like that is a sign that she's shameless as well, scrupulous as well. She was laughing when they were mashing on telephone. She was laughing as well. She's a lawyer. Yes, that's take us back to a Johnny Depp. Exactly. Let's take us back to a Johnny Depp Joel. So never trust a lawyer. Like do not trust the political couple with a letter Clint and something more. And again, she's embarrassment for the women that we are. I'm representing, I have built in many countries NGO with women, because the women, if they get like a man that is cheating on you, so many women that were on my workshops, and they were telling me about how they divorced because of the cheater. And this woman was shameless to continue being after this disaster with him, that was having all this abuse in his office, inside of the cabinet of the White House eventually, and many accusations before. I mean, that woman is embarrassing for all, insult. I said insult for all the married women, or all the women that they believe in a pure love. Marriage is not important, the document, like I said, but commitment of your guy that is having a sexual addiction everywhere. I'm probably now pinching the nurses while he's having chronic urethritis after all STD. Wow, this is the best one. This is my best one. Yes, I can do the travel. I can be a Trevor Noah. Just I need a wig, right? I don't have that wig, Afro style. So it's coming a little bit delay. I do believe Church of America, you would like to make a comment for this. But as well, what is when you download this prepare instruction for your live stream? There is a like delay 6 seconds, and sometimes more if you have that their internet trouble, right? That's what is always from on YouTube. It's even more than 60 seconds delaying. So you hear this, then you need to answer, type your thing. So probably we need 2 to 3 minutes to communicate. Like I said, you said this, correct? Yes, I'm just going to see customize. It's 60 seconds, and you cannot change that thing. Slow mode, 60 seconds. Exactly. How long you want participant to wait between sending messages? Why to wait at all? Ah, I cannot change this. 60 seconds? I cannot change. Maybe I cannot change now. I will try to put 0, because it's always 60 seconds in between every message. So probably I have to do this customized thing only before I start the live stream. No, probably that's for sure. It's always there. I notice now. I never look down. I just put like subscriber 1 minute. The new subscribers, they have to join, and after 1 minute to wait, because they have to read the instructions, I guess. But some of them, they just listen. They don't even listen to read the instructions. Yes, because there is 0 here. So, no, it's 60 seconds, it said. That makes sense, really, if I have, yes, a big bunch of group, like Slow and Bella is having, or some friends now in political team. There is the one redacted. Did you see that YouTube profile? They have a nice group of people, about 20,000 people. Oh my God. Today in a live stream, or yesterday afternoon, because was this political thing, political about East Europe. Yes. So was great, because people all over the world, they joined. It was so nice, because they're daring to talk about things from the other point of view. Even if they're in US, they're daring with the questions that they're in the blockages. Yes, not served. The infos from the east side. Yes, very strange. We went from a Johnny Depp gossip thing to a good manners Johnny Depp romantic thing to romantic us to a pigeons romantic, and then they went to Trump and and the poor moral values couple with the letter C couple, that they want to kill everybody around them and all the ex team and all the witness of them being involved with Epstein. And there are people hanging 3 months ago. The personal assistant, you remember I said this few days ago, that Mark Middleton and his girlfriend Alicia Hans, and they were doing the harikiri suicide with the shotgun and then hanging themselves. It's very interesting when you're a zombie and you're just dead and you kill yourself, then you please hang yourself. I'm just curious how you do this together. And as well, that girl, his friend, was found in the middle of the deep of the lake with plus inside of the lake with the stone, huge stone around her and a chain. And it's a suicide again. That's very interesting as well. Exactly. That's why I'm afraid that, again, I'm afraid, guys, you have somehow to keep the connection because, again, be brave. This will be just be brave because everything will stop. And we were already informed that everything will stop at one point. And it was very funny because the local people, there was one ex-Yugoslavian Croatian guy, a very nice YouTube channel. I found it this summer when I was there in the summer house, and that was in a local, like more local news coming on YouTube than American usually. And he said when they start this manipulation and they literally cancel everything, I make a group on the, I don't know if that guy said that we meet, remember the group that we have on the Facebook, but he's on YouTube guy and he's talking and there are people from all ex-Yugoslavia, all these republics, and they share the same language, no politics. And she just told we are having appointment. Remember, when they cancel us and all of us, the internet, we will meet exactly the day after on the square here and here in every city. There is a group of this and this, our group of friends that we have gathered already for the internet. That's very practical. How otherwise people would gather, right? He was talking about Zagreb, I do believe. So with my blockages of infos, I can talk for hours, but I cannot be influencer because they're blocking me because I'm not there. Yes, and probably if I'm there, even if I'm your neighbor, Church of America, if I talk about anti-globalization, probably I would be again blocked. That's for sure. It wouldn't help my dogs on my, it wouldn't help my chihuahuas here on my scarf. A beautiful scarf, this, look at. I have all these different dogs here. It wouldn't help for my live stream because it's blocked. There was a story about a girl that she literally, did you see that one Iranian lady that was living in America, in United States? Her family was living there. She was second generation, and she was really Orthodox Iranian with the vegetarian option. I think like a Muslim with the vegetarian option, and she was always putting on YouTube just few videos, very weird videos, but trying to be creative about not eating meat and not killing animals. And then they cut it her. She doesn't have like, she just had 8 videos and they cut it her from YouTube, and she literally entered there the YouTube and she makes something not nice. But I just want to say she was heartbroken and she was not going out of the house. She would just have like her own thing like computer, so privacy, her family back in the house because she was Orthodox. She wouldn't go out. She wouldn't mingle with the friends, with the no man as well. She was the lonely person on YouTube trying to promote to have peace and not to kill the animals. And they were blocking her videos. That was really, really, really nice. And there is her case on YouTube. I found it. I don't know who was doing this, like cold case. Not the cold case. It's not mystery. It's solved. I don't remember her name, but it's very interesting. You can just Google it, like person and who attacked. Is it Google or I think even YouTube office headquarters. Yes, that was the woman. The poor girl, she had just 8 widows, and what they wanted to block her that she's having the advertise against eating meat. No, better put the boobies and the pornography. Sorry, guys, that wouldn't be nice. Why are they letting people? And then they will say in the policy, you use this word. Oh my God, I just used the word and there will be no monetization of this video. Even if I was using in the context of not doing this, do not get into this situation. But this kind of situation are promoting to have a lot of views eventually. Not the girl that just wanted to promote being a vegan. And she has a really creative videos. You have to see some of the videos are weird with her kind of music, a little bit like a Persian style because she's originally from Iranian culture, even if she's living in US. Remember how you were going to Google her case? Yes, that girl that entered the office of our beloved club that we are here, and it's a sad story of her life. You will find it in these true crime stories. I'm serious. It's very nice interpretation. I think Noir I knew Noor or Noor that she has a nice stories, crime stories. She was doing her case, yes. And she said she had a nice point of view and her widow. It was a pure injustice what happened to her and her life as well. Like a waste of one girl that was having really a noble cause in her life. Why they done this to her as well? Because the YouTube was only her family. She didn't have no friends. As well, she was kind of having a good views, or even if there were just a few widows, she was having some kind of income of this. She thought that she was useful as well. It was not about income, but because as well she thought that the people are having so many people are looking her. No, there were people looking her weird widows. Sometimes she would dress in this Arabic Middle Eastern dress and she would do this funny thing and she was like eating a big burger, plastic one. Yes, she was doing like a parody of this not eating the meat, something like that. It was it's very strange music. No, it's interesting music because she mixed that. I never heard that music, I must say, because I was everywhere around the world. It's really a mix like alternative music and her original music from her country. Yes, it's so nice. She was doing her own composition mix, like mixing the music. Yes. As well, in India, there is this same type, like in Iran, the same type of the Muslims that they are not eating anything that is, they don't have to be just Hindu. They can be as well Muslim, that they are not eating any kind of meat. So that's the stream that she was from that type of family as well. So, guys, it's 2 hours. Oh my God, it was 2 hours. And when the people see Johnny Depp's story 2 hours, like, oh my God, there is a lot of news about Johnny Depp. I could rename it. There is an intimate life of Johnny Peak in peek into the intimacy of Johnny Depp and Joel. Just you have to watch all 2 hours to see all the dirty details. So here it is. Now it's 2 hours. Yes, that's it. And I have to rename it. The true story. How I should rename it? To be a teaser because I don't know to do the marketing about my videos. Johnny Depp and Joel. This is really boring. Johnny Depp peek in secret life. Secret lover. Secret lover of Johnny Depp. Yes, that's better. By chance, I wrote blower, and probably she is. She's really blowing the whistle. She's not a lover. That's not by chance. No, literally, I typed secret blower. Yes, definitely. This Joel is blowing the whistle. That's there's a red flag even in my type error. I'm serious. That's a warning. Blower. Oh, she's doing that thing. Secret lover of Johnny Depp. I'm going to stop you. Exposed. Exposed lover. Okay. That's it. It's there. It changed. Wait until the end to avoid misunderstanding. You think I better leave it a blower? Blower. No, I wrote secret blower. Can I type this? Arrow. This was instead of lower. Lover. Lover. That's funny. Okay, I will delete this. Yes, now it's okay. Okay, guys. So much about the secrets. Always the secrets are exposed as well. If this is a little bit too spicy at the end with that political global thing that is for everybody to get worried. It's not anymore that we are far away from Afghanistan, that we are far away from Syria, that we are far away from bombing in ex-Yugoslavia, that we are far away from that ex-Soviet Union, or now we are far away from East Europe. It's not happening. No, it's happening to everybody, and that's why we should be all praying for peace and love. So seriously, just focus your energy before you fall asleep, and the first thing when you wake, really pray for the literally the truth and the justice and the angel forces to win, and literally this battle with the darkness to be erased. And all the trials we go through are meant for us this life. We will be just fine. Yes, that's what I was thinking as well. It will be just a short period. We have to survive. Even astrologically said, we will survive next 2 years. Come on, guys. Like I'm just telling you, but look at me. I was a woman in a pregnancy in sanction with no medicine. I needed a shot after the baby delivery. Am I alive now? And there was no milk, there was no things, there was no medicine. Like, am I alive and super healthy? And I have a super healthy baby, and I was breastfeeding for 2 years. And again, everything just fine. I had a perfect baby. There was never being ill, not till adult age, not even then. Maybe she has now small allergy or something with the nose, usual thing. But I want to say survivor. I'm talking a survivor of the war and sanction and pure hungriness. So I can not relate. I am the witness and I had the experience. I'm not just witness, I was a witness in another countries in a war zone as a volunteer, but here I was the victim of the war and I experienced it with all my family. So, yes, everything will be just fine. Just to pray that the spiritual war this time, war, the global spiritual war between evil and good, prevail towards our club. The last thing in the evening, the first thing in the morning, and be thankful in advance what you are going to experience. It just test for you. Just have to pray to be strong, whatever you are going to experience. I'm just going to quote. There was when they have this 2 days ago, literally picking up this free volunteer mobilization in another country that we think it's enemy, you know which country with the letter R. There was this night I heard the quote of one colleague on an institute of some science that they're literally having research in this kind of trouble on a global level, and he just made quote of the general. So the general said 2 days ago back in that country that it's time not to have a coffee without caffeine. It's time not to have a milk. It's time to leave coffee without caffeine. It's time to uh, leave the milk without protein and to be adult and to have a test of life, how to deal with the life, something like that. But it was very nice. It was so strong. It was very simple. And yes, these fancy boys that they want an internet, that they want I don't know, Americano coffee, whatever it is, cappuccino. I mean, who are the men who are ordering cappuccino? Sorry guys, I get turned off when the man is ordering cappuccino. This I never understood. The mama boys with an extra milk foam. I'm serious. Why? Who are the men and how they will survive? Bravo. If you're a boy, I really don't know Church of America. If you're a boy or a girl, I do believe you're a boy. So I'm just going to say, I would date you. We can go for a coffee date. I, I don't do the coffee date, but I would go with you because as well, I'm that person. If I want, I have by side. You're the one again with the beer. I forgot. Sorry. That was my red beer thing. And I want to say that as well, I have separated. If I have a cream coffee, I will have just separated. But many years, like last five, more than five, must be 8 years, even when I was writing the PhD. So it must be longer than 8 years. I'm not using, even when I was in the jungle, I'm not using the milk. I'm serious. I'm not using first when I was too long in the jungle, that's more than 15 years. I start slowly to use, I bring 1 can of the condensate milk and leave it with me for 2 weeks just to have it in iced coffee in the afternoon. No, seriously, just a few drops and with no electricity. And that was the one in the can. Then I slowly go to the powder, like that copy of the coffee creamer, right? That is a copy that is eventually no milk. And finally, I don't use it at all. Yes. And it's not healthy because it's abusing for the cows in industry. I like it when it's natural, when there are neighbors with in the hillbillies, I mean the village people. Sorry, maybe it's insulted word. I don't know, maybe it's insulted word. The real original village people when they are near my summer house or near the where I'm staying, and I just go around and wander in that city or village. and I buy there. I go and knock at their door, and we can still. We are not in US. We can still buy the fresh milk and fresh cheese from somebody's house. Yes, there is not this prohibition, and I love that thing. I want to have a fresh, even not cooked, even not boiled milk. Seriously, but and it's really bitter because there are all the herbs in the milk. It's totally different. It's terrible in the coffee because you lose the coffee. It's becoming bitter and strange with these herbs. I'm serious. It's not a good experience, but it's nice just to have a milk, just a milk by itself, and your homemade village bread from the local village people with no yeast, just the local bread with the natural yeast. That's the best. And when they have a natural honey, wow. And you don't need nothing more. And yes, just a simple tea and simple black coffee. So the cappuccino boys and the boys soldier on the bicycle just go in the first line and switch on and leave the telephone back at home, at mama or your apartment or your fancy office, and just leave the telephone because when you're going in the front line, you cannot go with the telephone as well. That's the reality check. And when you vote for the people that they're promoting the same situation, you go and do it. The one that they're promoting is their vote for that thing, and they say that person is enemy. Go, you go and do it. I'll prove that person is the enemy. Go and walk there. Go and fly and go with the parachutes. Go with your bicycle. Go with the electric trottinette. No, yes, go with electric car as well. The borders in Poland are still open. Terrible. I mean, this type of people will never go anywhere. They won't save their own mother, their own girlfriend. I'm serious. I can notice is that the people are lacking the morality and they can live together and you can see that you cannot trust your living partner. He wouldn't for sure risk his life, kidney for you. That's really disturbing. And yes, with the soya milk, exactly that type of guys from the Pride. Yes, probably from the Frida Club. Frida dress. Frida is snoring, but Frida is in this room this time. And she's snoring very hard, like a real soldier without coughing, just black coffee. Frida, Frida, she's I don't know, like she's tired. I think Frida is slowly because it's getting very cold. Frida, I mean, look at the layers under. I have a layers. I have winter things. Okay, look at. I'm ready for the winter in Europe. I took the boots, and I have this like cashmere thing. Like it's yes, this will be my regular thing down that you cannot see usually. You just see it here. If I don't have sudden intervention with Frida, then you see my trousers. This will be all the winter like this for me. And maybe Frida changed. Last 2 days she's sleeping too much because it's cold. So it's like, like a polar bear, that type of. No, polar bear isn't. He's not sleeping, right? I don't know. These other species that they're where there are 4 seasons. In winter, they say they're sleeping. All the species they're just sleeping 6 months. And she's having a great time, I guess. She's avoiding the winter. So here it is, guys. I'm going to leave. Oh my God. Oh, yes, this period. Oh, I would already sleep last. Oh, I would sleep 1 hour before, probably. Yes, I need now the sellotape from the. Remember Tom and Jerry with the sellotape? Yes, I see something. And I forgot to put my glasses, my terrible glasses. Yes, I was staring into the screen. That was not correct. Forgot the glasses. When I finish the reading, I should put immediately glasses after 40 minutes. 1 hour and a half being directly looking the screen. So let's quit it. So the soya milk and the black coffee, guys, with electricity or no electricity. See you a little bit later. And pray for the peace. Seriously. Thank you for being here. And the other guys that they are not leaving the messages, welcome for the comments. You can leave your comments under the video when it's downloaded. Thank you in advance. And you can leave the comments even during the live stream down in the comment section. Yes. Good night. Pray for the peace. And join the next live stream with the hit alarm bell. Don't forget to put a thumb up. Thank you in advance.